We are getting set for the first qualifying around Arlington in the AT&T Stadium here in Texas. Welcome to round 3 of the 2026 campaign. And these streets are some of the fastest we've ever seen in INDYCAR. We're in for a very fascinating session when the green light goes on in a few moments' time. Hello everybody, welcome up to the booth. We're getting all set to go for the session. Alongside me in the commentary box is JT as well. And JT, a brand new street circuit in INDYCAR. And we've got a couple of them coming up this year, but I think this has been the most anticipated, isn't it, here in Arlington, Texas. A lot of people saying that this is going to be a new classic. And we hope it is, because it's a stunning venue.
Absolutely. Hello everyone. I have seen one single onboard lap, and I can already tell this track is insane.
Let's take a look around as well. It's down towards the first corner where things get really entertaining, just 65 miles an hour. And it narrows up, JT, down to turn 3 as you go alongside the motorway, and it sort of loops back around on itself, very like what we had at Nashville as well in Music City. So, yeah, 33 mile per hour. It's a slow circuit, but you get it right here. It's a challenging, complex run. They really have tried to give INDYCAR their own version of Miami, haven't they?
Yes, minimum speed 77, max speed 190 miles per hour, one of the fastest street circuits. There is definitely the fastest street circuit in INDYCAR. Then max speed 157 miles per hour going in towards turn 12. This track is incredible. And then of course you have the split pit road just to the left of the start finish line. Surrounds the Globe Life Field, surrounds the AT&T Stadium. Sector 1 is alt start finish line to turn 8 and 9. Sector 2 is turn 8/9 to turn 11. And Sector 3 is turn 11 to the alternate start finish line. JB, let's focus in on that back straight. 700 feet longer than the Monza front straight.
It's just incredible.
It is insane. It's 0.95 miles, nearly a full mile long. Road America's front straight is 0.83 miles. Monza front straight, as I mentioned, 0.75 miles. Detroit back straight just a little bit shorter at 0.67 miles, and the IMS oval straight 0.625 miles. This back straight is a third mile longer than the straights at Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
And we've seen already in the 2 practice sessions that the drivers are experiencing high velocity under braking due to the amount of bumps on that back straightaway. So now that we've turned up the engines a little bit going into qualifying, anything is possible. This is going to be quite something. It's a real festival atmosphere. And, well, Texas and Arlington themselves said, they looked at Miami and thought, well, we can do that for INDYCAR. And they've really brought it alive. It's a classical 80s feel because, JT, the surface hasn't been given a Formula 1 billiard smooth treatment. It is the regular street races. Here's Zach Brown this weekend in the INDYCAR paddock, not the Formula 1 paddock in Shanghai. But that's the difference. Mick Schumacher said as well how much he thinks his teeth are going to fall out. It's a circuit that you don't have any experience on. And really, it's a massive difference. I love this track.
Absolutely. And you're comparing this circuit to Miami. You could say this is the INDYCAR version of Miami because, well, it is. In comparison, Miami's back straight, around 0.8 miles. So we are still 0.15 miles longer than that back straight.
We are indeed, and that's going to be the big factor coming into this qualifying session. Group 1, we'll see Joseph Newgarden, Alex Palou, Romain Grosjean, Dennis Hauger, Alexander Rossi, Christian Rasmussen, Marcus Ericsson, Louis Foster, Mick Schumacher, Felix Rosquez, Venus Riquet and Stingray Robb go out on the circuit. So let's check in with our colleagues down at Fox, getting ready for the session.
In slightly PPG colours, and we will explain more in a few moments when we're back, and we can just explain it to everyone all together. Who's your money on today, boys?
I mean, well, let's talk transfer first. Group 1. Schumacher's got a shot. Palou for sure. Ericsson looks strong. I mean, Roman Hauger got it done in St. Pete. We'll circle it up and circle back on that.
Joseph Newgarden, our championship leader coming out of Phoenix, had a moment in second practice. It looked fairly innocuous, actually, coming out of turn 2, lost the rear, put the fronts into the wall, said that he thought maybe he should have just put the nose in and taken damage to the nose. As it turned out, big damage to the top. You can see top left there, the suspension damage into the side there. Townsend Bell on the right, giving it a look with the captain, Roger Penske. Bottom left, I think that might be my photo, is the Expel car from last weekend, the spare car for Joseph Newgarden this weekend. Some PPG logo slapped on the side. Actually quite a nice livery in the yellow and blue. That is a car he will run into qualifying. His original tub just not fit to be able to be fixed as it stands. Kevin, though, is standing by with Joseph Newgarden.
Well, unfortunately, it's a backup that hasn't been on track so far this weekend. So what is that like to go out in a car you've not driven here this weekend?
Really not a big deal. It's very funny what happened. You know, it's kind of like the most comical wreck I think I've ever had. I think I hit the wall at 3 miles per hour. So to have a chassis right off from that is very funny to me. I mean, obviously the team doesn't want to go through this, but this is where they thrive. You know, so to your question, is it a big deal? I mean, for me, no. I never question getting in a Team Penske car. And we've had this situation before, a situation that made more sense at Road America, where I truly, you know, hit the wall in a big way. And then we had to go to a backup car for the next day. Absolutely no problems with no install check, nothing like that. So I don't think it's a too big of a deal from you know, a safety or a performance standpoint. It's just funny to me that we've got this Frankenstein car now. I think we should change if this thing's fast, I think we should change the paint scheme to this personally. So I don't want to speak too soon. Maybe we're not going to be very good, but team does a great job. I always feel good with Team Penske, so we'll be good in the PPG car.
All right, we'll check in with the marketing people for the Expel PPG Chevy.
Hey, I love it funny. I like it. Also, earlier on today, Scott Dixon had a spin down at turn 4. Not the only driver to struggle through there. Tried to get it going again, only got halfway. And then Will Power coming through, unsighted, no yellow flags out. Didn't know that Dixon was there until it was too late. Damage to Power's car. We see him trundling back to pit lane. Damage also to the left rear of Scott Dixon. Dixon managed to get it back to pit lane, and they both continued on their way. Scott Dixon standing by with Georgia.
And let's talk to Scott Dixon, the Iceman. You had a scary moment in practice too, but your team worked hard to get it back together. It's now qualifying time, but it's also, you know, your first time back out since having those moments. So where's your head at?
Not too bad. You know, the unfortunate part I think with that was it damaged the tire, obviously the underwing, and then also you know, a bit of the brake duct as well. So they had a little bit of work to do. It was an unfortunate moment for Power. I guess we're like Bert and Ernie. We keep finding ourselves out there. So at least he didn't flip me off this time, so that was okay. But yeah, just frustrating. The weekend, actually, the car seems like it's got really good speed. We just haven't had, you know, a situation where we've been able to keep running. So looking forward to having a clean qual here and hopefully, you know, converting.
This place is fast. Yeah. There's no doubt about it. What does it feel like from inside of the car?
Yeah, it's a little bumpier than I think all of us thought. You know, the biggest part was, you know, coming here, it seemed like it was pretty smooth. But then, you know, getting here, the back straight especially, the rest of the track's actually pretty good. So it's been a lot of fun. It's an epic, you know, conversion they've done here, and super proud of what everybody's put into this place.
It really is such a cool space. Thank you, Scott.
Thank you.
It really is a great track, a very...
Yep, cars are divided now into 2 groups for this group qualifying. 10 minutes on track per group, fastest 6 from each advance to round 2. Group 1 is Newgarden, Schumacher, Rossi, VK, Palou, Stingray Robb, Ericsson, Foster, Rasmussen, Grosjean, Hauger and Rosenquist. Group 2 will be Malukas, Rahal, McLaughlin, O'Ward, Siegel, Kirkwood, Armstrong, Dixon, Lundgaard, Simpson, Ferrucci, Collette and Power. We ride on board then, JT, with Joseph Newgarden as he comes down the back straightaway and really starts the lap coming through, but he's already controlled it because there's an ulterior start finish line 8 and 9 as you were on about, so then come back into the pit lane. So this is midway through his lap already and it's looking strong.
Yeah, absolutely, of course. Slowest crash ever does the most damage, and even Joseph Newgarden finds it funny. But yeah, you wouldn't think a crash like that would damage the tub in such way, but once that suspension goes into the tub, then it can do major damage. There is Arlington's version of the Chicago Horseshoe down there as we continue on the lap with Newgarden. Of course, that is just in sector 1, that horseshoe.
Yeah,
down there.
at turn 5, 6, and 7. There's
Yeah.
There's the control line. So Newgarden's first lap time officially begins now. The timer has started ticking down, and it's this long back straightaway. I love it. I absolutely love this thing. It is fantastic.
Absolutely. And you were talking about how the F1 circuits are so smoothed out, whereas INDYCAR, you are racing technically on the raw streets. There's not really that much smoothing out. This is the definition of street racing, even maybe as close to street racing as Macau, you could say.
I'd agree with you there, as Newgarden does a 138.940, Stewie Roberts a 140.169, Ericsson third, Schumacher fourth, Rossi in fifth position as well, so really starting to get in the times. You haven't missed anything, don't worry at all, because as we race out, we've just started qualifying right now with the first lap times. Hauger goes up into third position, but Schumacher's improving already by about 1.5 seconds. Rossi goes top. Now Palou goes top from Rosenquist. Newgarden, Foster, the top four. Hauger and Rob, 5-6. VK improving by a 10th. Ericsson's down. We ride on board right now with the Java House car. And really, that's a sponsor for this event. And Alex Palou, we cut to now, really fighting for control over the different variations of from tarmac to concrete and then back over to paving slabs even. It's such a mix that they've got to get used to. And thank God it hasn't rained, JT. That's the only good thing, because if it had rained, this race would have been a nightmare, sliding off every which direction.
I dread to think what this track would be like in the wet, especially down that long back straight. Palou just getting a little bit loose through that corner there. Currently, he is top 136.017. Rosenquist was second, but Newgarden has just set his lap in a 136.145. Rossi to the top with a 134.939. Schumacher 135.769. So the banker laps are finishing, and we are getting the proper fast laps now. Just there, with the Arlington track, the road surface is concrete.
Yeah.
But all of the crosswalks across the intersections, to me, they look like either paving slabs or brick. So that creates two bumps in very quick succession in the braking zone and in the apex and turning points of under braking, going over the crosswalk and then back off of it just before you turn in. So very difficult track here, but it has produced some incredible scenes in practice and qualifying, and I cannot wait for the race tomorrow. Palou went top again, a 134.653. Just quickly, JV.
Yeah.
This start of this season has been... all of the tracks we've gone to have been so different. We've had St. Petersburg. Yes, it's a street circuit. It's the complete polar opposite of Arlington. Of course, we had Phoenix in the middle of it. So a very strong variety start of the season for tracks, which makes it, you could say, a little bit more difficult for the drivers having to learn Phoenix and now Arlington.
It's a perfect balance this season as well. 6, 6, and 6. 6 street circuits, 6 road courses, 6 ovals to contend with. Of course, one of them being the biggest of all, the Indianapolis 500. But yeah, this, of course, being a brand new circuit, is polar opposite. In fact, I think all the street circuits we've got this season are complete polar opposites to each other. And that's what you get in the United States as well. No one road is the same as to another. It's quite like here in the UK, where the quality of the road is about how good your council can be as they fly down. Look at that already, Palou bouncing over those very bricks you were talking about, JT, into the braking zone now, down at turn 12, and that's just after the Toyota Gazoo Racing GR Cup paddock, which is down turns 10 and 11. It's called the Speed Trap section as well. Literally, that's what they call that part, down as they come through Stadium Drive out of Randall Mill Road. We're now watching down towards that braking zone, into Cowboys Way for Alex Palou. Jumps back through turn 14, now up towards the line, down now AT&T Way towards turn 1 and 2. Also got to notice that there's 2 red stripes at pit exit here, one diagonal to the right, one straight across from the left. You cannot go over the diagonal left line, so diagonal right line, until you have crossed the horizontal left line. So you've got to go straight out of the pit lane in order to determine it as a safe exit. A few drivers of that, including Dennis Hauger, caught up with that yesterday coming into it. Wait to see the quality of DC roads. Local politics definitely matters. Are DC roads better? Because when we get down into it, we've seen the new circuit coming through. So we've seen the layout. JT, what do you make of the Washington DC Grand Prix as Palou it continues to improve in the middle sectors?
I've got to be careful what I say here. It's all a bit meh, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole thing behind it has made it very controversial, and then the track layout doesn't really support it as well. Of course, just quickly going back to my previous point, of course, Phoenix, we have had many races there before, but anyone who joined INDYCAR between 2019 and 2025 haven't run there, because their last race before this year was 2018, which Joseph Newgarden won, believe it or not. So yeah, all of the series veterans have run at Phoenix, but not any of the newer drivers in the last 6 years. We are into the final 4 minutes of qualifying momentarily, and it is still Palou up top, 134.653. Just having a look at the track map again. I'm seeing a lot of different parts of this track. I'm seeing a little bit of the New York E3 track with that tight section, that square section.
Yeah.
I'm seeing a little bit of Alton Park with like the square part of.
Yeah, if you turn it around, it's Alton Park on the street circuit, isn't it? Yeah. Yes,
it is Alton Park on a street circuit. I'm seeing the horseshoe out of Chicago. I'm seeing, as I mentioned, that New York E3 bit just after that horseshoe where minimum speed 33 miles per hour. I'm seeing long straights, Miami,
Long Beach here, this bit down at turn 12.
Definitely Long Beach. Is this the Cota of street circuits?
I think it is, because just coming over the bridge as well out of turn 13 into 14, you can definitely say that's a bit of Nashville, the original. So yeah, this is a sort of a cherry best pick. This is basically what you should have really had. And then the final corner, as you come over the line, it's very Houston-esque, isn't it?
Yeah.
With how it's sort of built up. It is sort of like a drive down memory lane. And I think that's why the drivers are enjoying it so much. It's got a bit of everything into it, as in the briskers that JT's got on in the F2 stock cars. The red flags come out because drivers have made contact with each other.
Restart.
Yeah, so that's something that we could experience a little earlier on with Scott Dixon and Will Power. Just to go back to the YouTube comments quickly as well, M3 Racer says, the roads in DC are horrific and the layout is atrocious. And he's going to eventually, even though he's been busy, going to drive on the track and put it in the Discord so you can see for yourself. Do it, and we'll put it on air in one of our pre-shows for INDYCAR this year.
Unfortunately, one of the turns is an illegal turn, so some editing magic will have to be done behind the scenes. But
Absolutely.
We will get it.
But send it
We
over.
will get it to you.
Yeah.
Maybe some reverse footage.
Rewind. Yeah.
Or a flipping of the camera maybe needed in post-editing. While we were talking, Palou has improved his time at the top. It's now a 1:33.739. Roman Grosjean is in second with a 1:34.750. Rasmussen third, Rossi fourth, Schumacher fifth, Rosenqvist sixth, as we are in towards the final 100 seconds, and now heading towards the final minute.
Well, there you go, Pico. You were saying if anything dramatic or any big shocks have happened, there you go. And Alex Palou is now coming to the pit lane, so he feels his time is safe. Auger shoots up into third with and Roman Grosjean goes third. So that is a fantastic run from Dale Coyne Racing there to go now fourth and fifth, because Rosenqvist going to second, but no one's touching Palou's top time. That pushes VK out, and now Rasmussen out as Foster goes up into fifth position. We're watching Schumacher trying to find it.
Newgarden 10th.
Wow. So that new chassis has not done him any good news. It's exactly what we had last time out as well. In the first part of the qualifying down at St. Petersburg, Newgarden's going to have a terrible session, and that's really going to affect him. We're on board with him now. This is the car that ran in Phoenix, modified back to the street. He's fighting for control, left and right. Schumacher in 7th position, but he's up by a fraction, but that time's dipping away. Over the brakes and bumps, we cut to Rossi. He's half a second up, and Rossi goes through. Rossi goes third, so Foster's out, but he's improving. Checker flag's out now. Nothing really seeing for Grosjean. Here comes Newgarden. He's coming through the horseshoe.
Fighting that car.
Yeah, it's not looking good, is it, JT? That's a load of understeer and oversteer at the same time.
Absolutely. We'll go through more between the break of Newgarden, because we are on the final laps, but Foster still improving. Newgarden, well, he's improved by half a second, so he may get through, but look at him going down the back straight. His gap half a second to 2/10.
Yep, it's closing in under the braking as well. He just gets that Penske stopped for the braking zone. Down at turn round Randolph Mill Road. Down now, Stadium Drive towards turn 12. Can he have the brakes on the inside? Yes, he does. Flicks the car in nicely. Heads down now. Cowboys
Foster
way.
sixth.
Foster does go
Grosjean
up.
out.
So Grosjean does go out, and Newgarden makes it. Over the alternative finish line. Newgarden goes fourth. He makes it through. And Foster's 3 seconds down. He's backed off. So thinking he had enough, and he didn't. So Foster, Grosjean, Schumacher, Hauger, VK and Rob are out. And that's a disappointment, JT, for Schumacher. He was looking quick early on in the session.
Absolutely, but Newgarden was absolutely fighting that car through the horseshoe. But he made it through in fourth place. Knocks Louis Foster out. It's a shame for Foster. He was looking good. So was Grosjean, to be fair. And even though some of the names you may not hear that often or are lower down the field, they did well during that qualifying. Is this track the great equaliser, JB?
Yeah, I think it really is. This is going to be a fantastic battle for the race tomorrow as well. Okay, let's head it down to Foxhole. They're on commercial break.
I don't think any major surprises in that. Perhaps Rosenqvist being second quickest, given that this morning in practice he was 13th.
Honestly, for me, it's Christian Rasmussen, just in the sense that he was not very strong in practice. Didn't have the same pace as teammate Alex Rossi earlier in the weekend. I think he was down in 21st, maybe.
He was.
In second practice. So that one, a good jump up. That red strategy seemed to have paid off for those guys in the home race.
Well, how much is that going to burn them later?
It could cost them not just later today, but tomorrow in the race as well. You've got to use 2 sets of the alternates in the Grand Prix tomorrow. You don't want to use reds if you don't have to. Having some new left over would be handy, but if you get all the way to the Fast 6, that's when decisions are going to have to be made, because do you run a U set? They've already got some heat in them, but we know the best is gone. Can you get them heated up in just one outlap? And then how many sets do you have left for the race? So a lot of strategy, a lot of thinking going in to these cars that are going to be in the Firestone Fast 6.
It'll tell us a lot about their strategy, won't it? what they do with their reds right here and right now. Because if you burn through them, then surely you're just intending to use them for a couple of laps tomorrow, bin them, and run the whole thing on the blacks if you can.
We'll see. I think it's way too early. We'll know a lot more after warm-up, which is when the cars go full fuel and run long consecutive laps. I think track position is a really big thing here as well. So like St. Pete, you know, qualifying has a huge significance. It's not like last week at Phoenix where, say, Will Power qualifies on the last row after crashing and goes right to the front and makes moves through the field. Passing here, you're going to have to earn it a lot more. You do have a long straightaway, but I do think you've got to think about track position with your qualifying decisions relative to the soft tire.
So this is who advances after the first part of qualifying here in Arlington. Alex Palou, your 4-time champion. Felix Rosenquist, the 2 ECRs of Rossi and Rasmussen. New championship leader Joseph Newgarden. And Andretti's Marcus Ericsson. How many of your picks went through then, Townsend?
5.
Oh, I got 4.
I think James had 5 too.
Did he?
Yeah.
So let me guess. We all got Joseph, right?
Joseph.
Rossi.
Yep.
Palou.
Yep.
Ericsson.
Yep.
Did you have Rasmussen?
Nope.
No, nor me.
I had Grosjean.
Oh, I had
Felix.
Grosjean and I had Hauger. Ah, you chose.
What'd you have,
Felix.
Jimmy?
I got 5 out of 6.
I know, but who was your?
Oh, Grosjean was my.
Yeah, me too.
Didn't get. I had.
Look at you two.
Did you have the same ones? Oh, wow.
Did I?
Actually, wait. How? Dude, I think we've had. Oh no, we're different up here.
I know,
We're
but
pretty
group
close.
1 we actually agreed.
Oh shoot.
Who do you got in Group 2?
Group 2, I've got Malukas, McLaughlin, O'Ward, Kirkwood, Lundgaard, Power.
Okay, I'm Kirkwood, Armstrong, Power.
Ooh, interesting. Hinch?
What do you got?
I'm gonna wait to show you.
Come on.
Hey, it's not for us, it's for the
people.
folks at home.
International people.
Yeah, it's,
They just want to make sure you're not cheating.
but it's the ink's dry.
They can't see that.
But you guys can. You're the judges.
Look at the zipper. I gotta say, you know, the 2-sided pit lane introduced there in Detroit.
Love it.
It's worked out wonderfully.
I think it's a great idea. It looks super cool.
And if you're in one of those beautiful suites on pit lane, you get twice the bang for your buck.
Yeah.
See the whole field basically come in at the same time.
It's a long-term deal here at Arlington. Not sure exactly how long, but that's what we've got to play with as things currently stand. Group 2 is underway, and the drivers will head out onto the circuit. Let's head down in a second and join the grid. So we've got cars out on track, but we're not seeing them, JT, which is a bit typical of Fox right now because Power's leading them at the front of the field.
Absolutely. We've got a beautiful view of the AT&T Stadium, of course, here in Arlington, Texas. Now we get to see cars on the track.
Took a while. So, Group 2 will feature, as long as I get my notes right, David Malukas, Graham Rahal, Scott McLaughlin, Pato O'Ward, Nolan Siegel, Carl Kirkwood, Marcus Armstrong, Scott Dixon, Christian Lundgaard, Kiffin Simpson, Satina Ferrucci, Kyle Collette and Will Power. Countdown begins of 12 minutes of this qualifying session. And now let's see who's hot and who's not.
This is an interesting camera angle. It's a little bit like that FIA stewards camera that they have for the crash. But let's go down to Zach Brown.
In Arlington, Texas, what do you think of this place?
I can't wait to see qualifying. I just arrived, so I checked in with the drivers. They all said it's their favorite race. The atmosphere is amazing, so I've been paying attention, but now I'm looking forward to experiencing it. It looks great.
If your drivers make it to the Fast 6, they have an opportunity to do single car qualifying for this event. What do you make of that opportunity?
I think it'll be cool. You know, anytime we try something new, I think it's great to experiment, see what it looks like. Draws a lot of attention. And I think it's going to be an exciting race. Good to see a facility like this come together. Roger, more of these, please.
Thank you, Zach.
Thank you.
Yeah, a single lap qualifying for the final Fast 6, JT. That's going to be super impressive.
It's going to be interesting, especially around a track like this, and it'll be good for us because we will be able to give each driver the full focus around this incredible street circuit. But yeah, continuing on with my point is we've got this camera angle back. That camera angle in that top right box as it disappears as soon as I start mentioning it looks like the FIA camera that they have in the F1 cars for the crashes to see the G-forces that we saw that I believe it was the 2014 Sergio Perez crash.
Yeah.
Was it at Hungary? Am I remembering that right?
Oops, hang on. Sorry, you're not seeing the data correctly for some reason. There we go. Yes, Perez when he went upside down. No, 2015 when he flipped over in practice too. Yeah. There was an error there with the data. Sorry about that, everyone. I was trying to create, because I've just remembered that we've got a single car qualifying, so I'm trying to get telemetry up so that when we go for that session, we can see all the drivers' telemetries live on board via our multi-screen. So we're trying to set that up, because that's how single lap qualifying for the final shootout could work now. Lundgaard pushing laps. Go on.
Hungary 2023, that Perez crash that he had, that the FIA released that onboard footage for that video.
Oh, I thought it was 2015 because he went over in practice in 2015, didn't he, as well?
It wasn't a flip. It was just into the barrier.
Well, Nolan Siegel's got that new aero screen camera. It's located inside the column of the halo, because of course the halo is still in INDYCAR, but we put the aero screen around it, so it's sort of a combination of the two. So it's located in the halo column. And it gives a driver view inside the cockpit. I think it's quite nice, actually. And it's now looking good as McLaughlin 6th fastest at the moment. It's Maluka's top. Lundgaard, Armstrong, Power, Kirkwood. McLaughlin is the top 6. Down in the cut-off zone, Collette, Rahal, O'Ward, Siegel, Simpson, Dixon, Ferrucci. But Rahal, for some reason, is 4.4 seconds faster at the moment.
Of course, Scott McLaughlin, fastest overall in practice 1, as O'Ward goes second. 135.137. Siegel just getting a lap in, getting laps under their belts to start their fast laps. Here's Carl Kirkwood, JB, currently P2 with 134.807 going across the line.
Yes, and Carl Kirkwood topped practice 2 in the Group B time, a 133.1409. And you mentioned about Scott McLaughlin, he topped practice 1 on a 134.8926. So that's the combination of the two so far as we fly down into the back straightaway. Look how it narrows up as you come through the loop section down at the horseshoe. So this is down 4 through the fan zone section of the circuit. That's still down Randall Mill Road. Loops back around the AT&T Stadium into the horseshoe. Then down we go through Collins Street before turn 9, and then back on we go. So not many streets are actually closed off for this venue, JT, but it's not just one stadium that this track goes around, it's actually two. Yeah, goes around the AT&T Stadium, but it also goes around the Globe Life Field as well for baseball.
Yeah, so double the fun. Of course, the Globe Life Field is the home ballpark of MLB's Texas Rangers. But yes, a very scenic track, and well, it is the IndyCar's version of Miami, as Kirkwood goes top with a 133.947. Very quick time there for Carl Kirkwood. Armstrong just getting another lap in, ready to start his next fast lap. On board with Lundgaard, currently P9, looking to improve, doesn't get there, currently 7th, but still 6.5 minutes left to go as Ferrucci goes up to 6th with 134.948. Still a lot of time for improvement. Over half the session.
Yeah, loads and loads of time to improve, and they will find that improvement time as the session ticks on. We watch now with Scott Dixon. Listen in as it rises up. down on the shift pattern once more. And he's backed off coming into this dual pit lane format we've got here.
Detroit having a little bit with the dual pit lane. And that was Dixon.
That was down into turn 12. No, down in turn 10. That's a Randall Mill Road.
That's after the long back straight, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, it is. It's into the braking zone after the Paddock Club for the Toyota Gazoo Racing. So just went straight on deep. That's where we see right now. This is where Scotty Mack is approaching, if I'm not very much mistaken with that braking zone.
Yes.
Yes, it is. Yeah, in front of the building. Yes, it is. Yeah, so it's down to turn 10.
And you have the painted infield, the insides of the curbs. Down at turn 10 you can't cut it, but down at the final corner I believe it is the track.
Yeah. Yeah, so imagine if it rained.
Yeah, that would be...
And they're cutting it the horseshoe as well. Have you seen on the inside line at turn 6? So the stars and stripe painted there. That many of the cars are going off the track on. So apparently it's got more paint. That was with the final corner as you saw it. Over the control line.
That is a very tight final corner. If you get that wrong, you are going straight into that pit wall attenuator.
Surprised they haven't tried to make it a little bit easier for the pit lane in and out. I mean, it's easily possible. You've put the grandstand there, so you've made that choice in order to make that final corner as tricky as possible.
Does make a good corner though. Reminds me a little bit of Las Vegas before you go onto the run to the front straight.
After the strip, how the brakes and there's a wall just coming out. I know what you mean. Yeah. It is a fantastic circuit, though. We'll take a close look at it in our pre-race show tomorrow. We've got the Fox Orbit as well as Phoenix Rosenquist's onboard virtual lap that we'll be able to take a look at. But this place is awesome. There is the cutting of the inside of the paint. Kirkwood top of the moment with 3.5 minutes to go in Group 2. We'll have another 12 coming out soon. And then it'll all be go for the single lap Firestone Fast 6. Oh, it's just such a run. Scotty Mack P2.
Kyle Kirkwood is still at the top with that incredible sub 134 lap. Ferrucci is the only one improving at the moment, only improving by around a 10th, but due to the nature of this circuit, the delta time fluctuates so much. Of course, on Newgarden's lap time at the start of the back straight, he was half a second faster.
Yeah,
by the end of that long back straight, it was under 2/10 faster.
So and look how slow he is now coming through the middle part, and how you can hear the motor churning away, and he's struggling to get back on acceleration, cuts the inside line as well. I don't know if he's on a slow lap or not. What's the first sector time? Red flag! Red flag's out. So what's happened there? Into the wall! And that is not what Scott McLaughlin meant to do, coming out of turn number 8. Slams into the wall after the horseshoe, down on Collins Street. The front left taken off, and the red flag is out, JT.
That is not what Scott McLaughlin wanted to do, and we saw what happened to Newgarden. Let's hope that's not what has happened to McLaughlin, but it looks more front wing damage. Let's have a replay of it.
Got loose.
Clipped the inside wall, JB.
Yeah, so he's done front right and front left suspension and the front wing. Okay, so that's not too much damage, is it? That's 2 wishbones and a front wing. That's not too much. Could have been a lot worse in that part of the circuit. It could have done what Newgarden had and cracked the tub as that wheel came back up into itself.
Absolutely, but still not what McLaughlin wanted. And of course, the rule in IndyCar, as we see McLaughlin drop down right to the bottom of the order. If you're new to IndyCar, if you cause the red flag, goodbye to your fastest lap time. McLaughlin drops down to the bottom of the order. He was second and, well, has left a nice mark on the outside wall of turn 8.
Yep, you lose your fastest time. No ifs, no buts, no candy or nuts. You're out of the session. Red flag is out then as we wait for the session to restart for the Grand Prix of Arlington. Let's send it back down to Fox. Oh, so go on, JT.
Not to be confused with Arlington Stadium Oval down in East Sussex.
That is also very, very true coming into it. Right, let's send it back down to Fox.
I didn't see that coming from Scott. He's been so at one with this track this weekend. I thought he had it all in the palm of his hand. But does that just show how much of a risk you've got to take to find the time around this
Absolutely. You're just looking for every edge, and you're also experimenting, assuming you're going to get to the fast 6, right? McLaughlin's probably thinking, okay, if I want to get pole, I'm going to have to continue to stretch the limits of this track, and there is a limit to the limit. And on street circuits, it's very unforgiving. It looks exactly like the crash we've seen so many times, James, in St. Pete on the streets on the backside there, the right-hander onto the back straightaway, just nicking the inside concrete with his right front and shoots him straight head on into the fence. I'm just concerned on the tub. Like you said, eerily familiar crash, similar crash to teammate Joseph Newgarden, which punched a big hole and forced him to a backup car.
Obviously, you know, different circumstances. Newgarden lost the rear a little bit. McLaughlin hit the barrier on entry. But it's the result. It's the angle that he went into that wall. So reminiscent of what we saw from Newgarden this morning.
AMR safety team taking their time to get that loaded. I'm sure McLaughlin probably wanted to stay and have a look as closely as he could to radio to the team, or at least communicate when he gets back what they can expect. But last session of the day, they should have time to get this thing repaired.
Let's see if... now they're going to reverse it. We're not going to get a good look on that left-hand side of the tub. Well, that's one contender done. Big surprise. Let's see if from this angle... No, they're going to turn the other way.
They know you're looking.
They know it, don't they?
No.
This is incredible coverage from Fox right now.
I'm just waiting to see. I was like, do I pick my mic up? Because we're going back to green, JT, so the session's actually going to resume right now.
Awesome. What an incredible backdrop of the pit road. Green flags out and the cars head back out on track, as you mentioned.
It is amazing. Oh, hang on. Fox changing the colour scheme to make everything look like it's in a heat haze or the the Terminator movie. The Terminator 2.
JB, they changed the camera just back to the 1960s so you could look back and see how it looked when you were young. Anyway, cars back out on track on board with Lingard.
Back in my day. There's that line that you're not allowed to cross on pit lane, by the way. So this is just 2 bits of red tape.
Yes, and here we are at rolling lap speed for a Bristol Formula 1 stock car. Rolling lap. Are you okay?
I was whistling the music. You know. That one. Anyway, rising up for lap times. 1 minute left on the clock here for Group 2. Did the clock stop on our end, or are we going to get at least one more flying lap? That's the continuation.
Clock does normally stop in qualifying.
Yeah, I've got 45. I think it has stopped. Yeah, 17 and a half laps, so it did stop, yeah. Roundabout, it will be a 5-minute red flag.
I've got 4 minutes 39 seconds exactly. on
There
my
we go.
monitor.
That was quick mental math for me. I haven't got that graphic up, so at least you know. Coming into it. Come on, give it some welly. Award over the line. And, oh, out of shape down to turn 1. You could hear the gears were just not going down to match the RPM, and the rear stepped out, JT.
This is such an unforgiving track as well. If you make one mistake, there's a very, very high chance that you are in the wall. A little bit like Detroit and other street circuits, especially that first sector at St. Pete. Turn 4 of note, as you see, as we mentioned earlier, cutting that paint on the horseshoe. That is legal, by the way. The drivers are allowed to do that, and literally everyone will. That is the racing line. It just, there's paint on it.
Yep, it is legal, fully legal, as we've now got the checkered flag coming out, so this session is going to be concluded. Power's improving, so's Dixon, so's Armstrong, but it's only marginal. It's not as big as you would expect in order to try and get through. Then again, JT, that sector 2, as you mentioned, the times just start rocketing up.
Yep. Armstrong exit of turn 8 was right on the accelerator. The rear twitched a little bit, but it was just him power sliding through the exit of the corner. Armstrong is flying. He is at the moment a quarter of a second up, but he starts his lap time. I believe IndyCar regulations say if there is a red flag, you get one guaranteed lap attempt.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming this is everyone's guaranteed lap attempt with the laps we saw momentarily. Then there we go. There's up to 3rd, Armstrong.
And Power might improve as well. He's down in 11th at the moment. He's over the alternative start line now, and Power goes into 4th. Finally, the luck is turning around for Will Power after 2 miserable opening races.
I was mistaken there. I thought Armstrong went across the alternate start-finish line because his delta time moved up from 3 tenths faster straight to a second faster.
Yes.
Armstrong was flying.
And no wonder he's gone to 3rd position as well as it stands. So it's only Scotty Mack that will do it. So Ferrucci's the last one. Does he break through to 3rd? Kicks out Kiffin Simpson. So Kirkwood, Malukas, Ferrucci, Armstrong, Power and O'Ward are the 6 that will go through. Ferrucci, who's got that new halo camera, gives a little bit of a thumbs up. Yes, I've done it. Out goes Simpson, Collette, Lundgaard, Dixon, Siegel, Ray Hall and Scott McLaughlin. We have our 12. The Firestone Fast 12 is coming up next before the Firestone Fast 6, which is a single lap qualifying shootout. Okay, let's send it down to Fox on the international feed with Will Buxton.
Drivers, start your engine.
No one is ever immune to the pressures of this plate. Is bold.
You have to go. And the winner, White crosses the finish line.
Welcome to the 4-time 12 wins the Indianapolis 500.
Arguably the greatest driver of his era. The Indianapolis 500, the richest, most colorful race in the world.
Quickly explain the qualifying formats. Kyle Kirkwood, David Malukas, Santino Ferrucci, Marcus Armstrong, Will Power and Pato O'Ward. They were the top 6 fastest cars in Group 2. So now we go through into the top 12 shootout, which is the top 6 of Group 1 and the top 6 of Group 2. And then they go through the top 6 of those sessions into the Firestone Fast 6, a single lap shootout. Back to Fox.
Had Ferrucci.
I don't think Ferrucci.
No, you could tell by that fist bump when he came in. I don't think he knew. I mean, they've really struggled so far this week in both practice sessions to get that car sorted.
You got to wonder, did they throw a lot of changes at it, or did the track just start to come into the window where they were already set up?
Well, I'll tell you what, the guys who were 22nd and 21st in practice this morning have gone through to the Fast 12.
Yep.
Rasmussen and Santucci.
Look at that wind picking up. They're two-handing the umbrella there, as wind expected to increase over the next 24 hours.
What did you call Kiffin earlier, Hinch?
Siffin or something? Kiff. I don't remember. I got it wrong though.
Kimpson?
Sniffin' Pimpson.
Kimpson, maybe?
Kimpson.
It's a nice hotel. Oh, it's Kimpton.
That's Kimpton. So these, the 12 that progress from that last group: Kirkwood, Malukas, Ferrucci, Armstrong, Power, and O'Ward. Quite incredibly, the drivers who were 21st and 22nd this morning, Rasmussen and Ferrucci, both make it into the Fast 12. Well, you lucky international people, we've got some interviews for you. So we thought we'd roll them in. Here you go.
Thanks, Will.
Nick, everything is new for you, just your second time qualifying on a road or a street course for IndyCar. How is it going so far this weekend, and what are you just missing to advance?
Yeah, I mean, like, you know, I think it's a combination of a couple things, couple factors playing into it. I think overall we had the pace to advance. We're looking at that. Just didn't feel like we got the right, you know, combination of grip and car setup on those reds. So yeah, just missed out on advancing there. A shame, because I think as I said, we had more in there. Especially our black tire runs looked really good. Yeah, just got to analyze that, see what we can do better, and move on to the next qualifying, which is going to be, you know, in Barber. So a road course for the first time for me, which is going to be, I think, a bit more, let's say, known and a little bit more familiar to me.
All right, thank you, Mick.
Kyle Collette, 8th in his group, which is, to date, your best qualifying in IndyCar so far. What was it like for you out there in that session?
Yeah, it was okay. I think we had a really good car all weekend long, and just really got caught with a red flag there with Scott. I think we were tracking quite decent, and then after that, on the last lap, I just struggled a little bit more with the tire grip. I think for us it took a little bit longer to come in, and then we tried to go a little bit earlier, and then just got caught up on the red flag, which is a bit of a shame. I think we were quite quick, and we had a great car, but let's see tomorrow.
Carry that speed over to the race. Thanks, Kaio.
Yippee-ki-yo. Out qualifies Mick Schumacher. They're going to start 16th and 17th. Well, there's one of the defining moments of this inaugural weekend here on the Grand Prix of Arlington. Scott McLaughlin, who was the pace setter on day one, getting it wrong, ending up in the wall, bringing out the red flag, and as a result, will start from very last place in tomorrow's race. He's standing by, though, with Kevin.
Scott McLaughlin is out of the IndyCar medical unit. Do you know what happened?
Yeah, pretty knew it straight away. The deck Chevy was super quick and just turned a little bit early into turn 8 there and clipped the inside wall. So yeah, I'm really bummed for the guys because yeah, silly mistake, but you know, it is what it is. You're trying to find the limits, but yeah, just don't want to give them the work, to be honest.
You love this track.
Yeah.
It looks like you can pass. Does that give you a little more hope than normal?
Yeah, for sure. We're going to have a heap of tyres and a really fast car. So, and not giving up yet. We'll charge through from the back and have some fun.
Thanks, Scott.
Cheers. Thank you.
I'm actually really quite excited to watch that.
Bad for Scott, not terrible for us from an entertainment standpoint. And you think back to St. Pete, kind of reverse roles from Joseph Newgarden and his teammate. Joseph had a mistake in qualifying, started way at the back. Scott was on pole, but here with Scotty at the back at a track that's way easier to pass, it looks like, than St. Pete, and Joseph got up to 7th.
I'm sure Scott would have loved to have qualified on pole, pulled away, and just won this thing by a country mile. So in love with this circuit is he. But the thought of watching him fight through from the back, I cannot wait for tomorrow. One of the fastest cars, one of the fastest drivers around this circuit, a driver who absolutely adores it. He will be enthralling to watch tomorrow. Tyres, a big talking point, of course, also with the Firestone Fast 6 being that one lap, single lap shootout. Kevin, what can you tell us about who's got what left?
So some gambled and wanted to use an extra set of softs just to make sure they advance. They're both of the ECR cars, including Alexander Rossi, as you ride on the Java House on board. Christian Rasmussen did the same. Rasmussen just exiting. They're both on used softs. Also, Santino Ferrucci used 2 sets to advance. He is on the hard compound right now.
Has Kevin, yeah, there it is. Confirmation is on the harder compound. So already JT, I don't think they're going to improve. And they're sort of drivers that, as Will and Townsend and James said in the break, they're unlikely to advance the way they reacted coming into it. They're sort of the, yes, I'm in sort of mentality.
Yeah, absolutely. But IndyCar is known to throw up some few surprises and some few strange happenings and dramatic things. Strange happenings in the way of, I saw a clip on social media of practice 2. Why did we have catering crew walking across the circuit, Joshua Birch?
I don't know. I think Red Bull got lost on the way, you know, because they're no longer going to Bahrain or Saudi Arabia. So the crews are sort of hanging around and just ended up in Texas. But they're waiting for Miami. So they're making the long walk down there. Or up there in that case, because where we are in Texas, so they've got to go up and to the left a bit in order to make it. On board with
yes,
Newgarden.
On board with Newgarden. Currently, well, he says it's P1, but no laps have been set, so they're all P1, you could say.
Still not many on the alternative tyre, only 3. And that's Rossi is in the pit lane, Ericsson, Rasmussen and Palou. Everyone else on the black primaries, which is interesting. This is Rasmussen now, down on the brakes. What's happened here? Down, locks up, front 2 tyres, and, well, that's annoying from the boy who did so well last weekend. Sorry, that's Rossi. That's the other one. It's Rossi. It's not Rasmussen. That was Rossi locking up down there. It's the other Ed Carpenter racing car. Go on.
Yeah, also good to see that at the end of such a long back straight, they have got a significant runoff area before the barriers, so there is time to slow down and there is time to turn around. It's good to see that when planning a circuit, they do it well, and it has panned out to be an incredible circuit. That's how close you get to the Globe Life Park in the AT&T Stadium, by the way. Going down in towards the final complex of corners, that is where the pillar for the Globe Life Stadium entrance is. Kirkwood up to the top with a banker laps only at the moment, 1:37.148. We are still at least 3 seconds away from the fastest times we will see in this session, as we are only 2 minutes in, them just getting the cars warmed up into our first fast laps now. Still on board with Newgarden into the tight technical section. Now opens up a little bit into the horseshoe. So look how much he's fighting the car through the horseshoe, Joseph Newgarden. In his interview, he didn't really seem that phased that he went to a backup car, but changing a car from oval spec to street spec is not a small deal. It is quite a big job. And Palou's off.
That's down at turn 10. He's locked up and gone straight on. So he's managed to he's spun it back around and got going. But did that affect the lap time of Joseph Newgarden? Just snags the front left to begin with, and then as he turns in, the front right goes, and there's no turning in then. And you're right about that runoff, JT, as we ride with Malukas, who's gone quick, by the way. Malukas, fastest of all, 1:34.966. Now we're getting more into it. There's the turnstiles. Wow, we're really close to the stadiums.
Yeah, here's Ericsson as we jump on board. Of course, the AT&T Stadium, the concourse, is where the pit building is. That there, those brown pillars there are the support pillars for the Globe Life field. We are basically on its doorstep. Same with the AT&T Stadium with the pit road on its doorstep. Incredible background, incredible circuit. IndyCar have done incredible things
They really, really have. It is spectacular. And we're looking forward to the Grand Prix tomorrow of Arlington. Rossi comes into the pit lane. That's also going to be a factor when we get to pit stops in the race, JT. If you're following a car quite closely, when somebody dives off into the pit lane, you're going to have to really sort of control the inside run to make sure it goes well.
And of course, if we have multiple cars pitting at the same time, dual pit lane, watch the merge at the end and the exit, a little bit like a zipper, same that we see in Detroit, as Palou got a little bit loose. Power slid through that corner, up across the alternate start-finish line. It's only 7th for Alex Palou, but that was just a banker lap, and he will come into the pit to get his car ready for the final part of the session. Just over 7 minutes to go, 7:04 now, and O'Ward to the top, 134.582. We're on board with Kirkwood, JB.
And he's gone fastest, 134.520. So he is 62 thousandths faster. Armstrong goes 8th. That drops Newgarden down to 11th place, but he did go 10th overall. Powers in 5th as he comes over the line, so stays where he is. Kyle Kirkwood, as all cars return to the pit lane, it's Kirkwood, O'Ward, Ericsson, Malukas, Power, Rossi, the top 6. And then out goes at the moment Palou, Armstrong, Rasmussen, Ferrucci, Rosenquist and Newgarden with 6 minutes to go on the clock. And this is another tap to the wall of the exit coming through. And that is on board for Kyle Kirkwood. Little knock for the top man.
Here's a replay of Kirkwood. He brushed the wall. Just tapped the wall with his rear left. No damage, just a little tap, but that'll be a warning sign for Kirkwood. Here's Newgarden just coming round turn 5 and in towards the horseshoe of turn 6 and turn 7 next. The right-hander. Slow technical part of the section, and then straight out into a very fast part with the back straight after turn 9. And now turn 10, 4,400 feet time, he will fly it down the back straight as we jump on board with O'Ward, who is about to do the same.
Revving up the gears, holding it through. Listen to the bumps as it comes down, because you're now in maximum top speed for O'Ward. Down to the braking zone for turn 10. Oh, it's shaking your fillings out, and you're braking on the bumps, as you mentioned earlier on. Did he get through there? Yes, he did. I thought he might have hit the wall. It sounded like he hit something. Down the back stretch.
It's not a completely straight back straight, we have to remember. It's a little bit like Baku. There are curves in the straight. Yes, it is full throttle, but it's not completely straight. You do have a left, a right, and then a left to deal with down the back straight at full speed. So coming into that braking zone, a little bit more difficult over those bumps. We are just over 4 minutes left in the session. Kyle Kirkwood still top, but the drivers out on track, getting ready for their final runs to see who will get into the Firestone Fast 6. And that is an incredible angle, Fox. We cannot see the track in front of us.
Cameras.
There we go, that's better. Kyle Kirkwood.
3 cameras, and that's the one they went with originally. There's no one proof checking this in the gallery. Come on.
I love driver's eye when you can't see anything.
Driver's forehead. That's what we got on board with Kirkwood there. Not very useful at all. As he drops down now, hugs the inside line. Also, I think turn 5 is not a right. It's a right-hander, not a left-hander.
Oh, Malukas.
This is coming through the horseshoe and nearly had a little bit of a loose moment as well.
He was loose through that whole section. Just fighting the car. Here is the 12 of Malukas once again. Of course, not Will Power. I've yet to make that mistake, but I know for a fact it is coming.
Yeah, me too. It's because I'm even calling Power Herter occasionally because he's in the 26. So you've got to sort of reflect it now, haven't you, again, to make it make sense. On board with them, with David Malukas, who, after he got fired from McLaren for that hand injury a couple of seasons ago, has finally been given the chance at a high-end team, and that was harsh for McLaren. I know he shouldn't have gone on the bike ride, Malukas, and he did cause it himself, but it was harsh for McLaren to sack him. Right after
the IndyCar off-season was a weird one this year. A lot was... Oh, Malukas very wide, very nearly hit the wall once again. I saw the advertising banners move, but he didn't hit it as he heads now down the long back straight as Ferrucci to the top. A 1:34.489 dethrones Kirkwood, who has been at the top for this whole session. Malukas gets it stopped down in towards turn 10. And keep an eye on this 12 car because he is flying, but he has not got any battery left. He is regenerating though as he heads past the globe field.
Down we come. Goes third fastest. But Santino Ferrucci is on provisional pole position as things stand, unless anybody can stop him.
Of course, single car Fast 6 coming up next for these fastest 6 cars. O'Ward goes top.
Yep.
1:33.898.
However, but for any reason that we can't complete the Firestone Fast 6 with this one-shot format, the grid would result to the end of round 2. So there's a little bit more precipice to trying to make this a good lap, just in case we can't complete the top 6 runs.
Rosenquist goes second, 1:33.613. Here comes Kirkwood up to the alternate start-finish line, goes third.
Yeah, also, if you crash out in the single lap qualifying, your grid position will be determined on your time set by in this second session. So there's more emphasis now, JT, on this run, and that's why everyone's trying to get a good run in.
Power goes third, 1:33.775. We are on board with Ferrucci as he heads up towards the alternate start-finish line, currently P8.
Malukas still flying, still losing the side. Palou with a 1:33.404 is top. Rosenquist, Power, Armstrong, Kirkwood's boxed, so Kirkwood's had enough. Anything from Malukas? 9th at the moment, over the line. Only 8th. I don't think Joseph Newgarden's going to improve either, so we look like we could have a completely Penske-less last session here. Newgarden takes the checkered flag, only goes 9th. Rossi, 12th at the moment, goes 9th. Rasmussen 12th, Ferrucci 11th. Ferrucci...
second.
Yeah, Ward's gone through. Ferrucci's got a bit of time, but not a lot. Rasmussen to 8th. Ericsson through, kicks out Kirkwood. So Kirkwood's decision to box has cost the man he was fastest in practice 2 earlier on. Ericsson goes through. Rosenquist is through. And I think Power's through. I think that's it, JT. Can't really see many more improving.
Yep, as that is Rosenquist coming across the line. But here is Power. He is 4th. So he is safe, but he is still on a lap.
Power. Can he go any higher than 4th? No, he backed off. It's, what about Ferrucci? He's our last runner, but he's down on sector times. 36.1, 30.6. Over the... No, he's lost out. He's backed out. He's backed out. Palou, O'Ward, Rosenquist, Power, Armstrong and Ericsson. They're the 6 fast going through to the next session. And now, JT, the tension really rises because we're in for a fantastic run for the last run.
We're going into a little bit of unprecedented times with IndyCar now. Single car qualifying. Well, they have been a support race to NASCAR. NASCAR has been a support race to IndyCar. Drivers some drivers like in Phoenix, some people not like in Phoenix, but now we're going into the NASCAR oval style qualifying with single car qualifying on the street course. Anything could happen, JB, but we are here for it.
Let's go down to Fox.
The gap to the leaders 4/10 for a guy that's been the class of the field all day. Whether it's a subconscious thing, he just was a little bit holding back, trying to avoid another moment with the wall. Maybe there was a little bit of a toe out issue.
For me, two big stories there, Rosenqvist and Armstrong. For MSR, like Dale Coyne Racing did at St. Pete, for both those cars to make the Fast Six, huge accomplishment. And then Will Power, the fastest of the three Andretti cars. That's a big deal for him in terms of finding his feet with this new race team and delivering on the promise that everyone expected when he signed that contract last year. This Fast Six, guys, is going to be fun to watch because none of them have any experience in what we're about to do here. Out, one time by, that's your time. Cold tire, the tires are going to be cold. I know they might be warm to start, but they're not going to be hot.
So here's the question. Actually, well, we'll wait. We'll discuss this. We'll discuss this in a minute because there's a lot to go through, a lot of questions to be answered. You know, I'm curious how much time the team spent working through the scenario of the Firestone Fast Six. As you see Kirkwood sort of looking up in disbelief. I bet he looks at that margin and thinks to himself, man, there was easily 400s in it somewhere on this racetrack. Just so disappointed.
I thought we'd hear more, wouldn't you, JT?
Last time we got international Will Buxton, but this time, oh, we may get international Will Buxton now.
That's something at least.
We'll see.
We shall see. It's always the same. Still, ready to go. Fingers crossed that we'll get this sort of back underway. International feed coming back. We're ready. For Will Buxton to sound evil. What the hell was that, JT?
And here we have, in the wild, somewhere in Arlington, Texas, evil Will Buxton.
Evil Buxton! Certainly something. Let's get back over.
Well, these are your six that advance. Alex Palou, Pato O'Ward, Felix Rosenqvist, the most successful qualifier in the history of IndyCar, Will Power, Marcus Armstrong, and Marcus Ericsson. One man who didn't was this morning's fastest man, Carl Kirkwood. Kevin is standing by with him.
And he only needed 4 more hundredths of a second. A little brush with the wall. Did that impact you?
No, that was a brush on prime tires, and it had no damage to the car. To be honest, between that, we had a little hiccup on pit lane. I had just forgotten which lap we needed to do our lap on, and for some reason I had embedded in my mind it's lap 2, but we had 3 laps of fuel in the car, and I had a big mistake down in turn 10 and still pit for some reason. It just bit of a messy run, no doubt. But man, this Chamboulian Honda is fast, and I'm very disappointed. That one's on me. But I'd have to say our prime tire pace is incredible, which is a very good sign for tomorrow's race. If I had new primes right now in qualifying, I probably would have used those. But yeah, it's very unfortunate because I thought this was going to be. It's never easy getting a pole in qualifying in IndyCar racing, but I thought this was going to be one of the easier ones, and quite honestly, I just made a massive mental error.
Thank you, Kyle.
Yep.
Look, it's never easy to get a pole here in the IndyCar Series, but I give a lot of credit to Kyle Kirkwood for admitting the fault. We'll be back with the Fast Six in just a bit.
Do we have international Will Buxton? Yes, we do.
The Firestone Fast Six. These margins are razor thin. Where do you think it would have made the difference?
I don't know. Honestly, with that yellow coming out in the first group, we got lucky. Our red tire pace was not there, and I mean, I went out, we did that one push lap, and I came in, I told the guys, I was like, guys, I don't know what we got to do. We got 5 minutes, but the red tires are not working, and I don't know what we got to do. We got to try to figure this out, and we tried everything we could, and I think we closed it a little bit, but I mean, with how competitive this field is, it's so difficult for us. So, yeah, we try to capitalize on it, but really unfortunate. Primary tire pace, though, we're fast, and it feels so strong. Car feels fantastic, but yeah, these red tires really, really struggled on it. So we'll get back into the thinking tank. Obviously, we need to do 2 red tire runs for the race tomorrow, which again isn't helping us. So yeah, we'll get it figured out though. We're here at Team Penske. We get it done.
To the drawing board they go. Thanks, David.
All right, then, boys, go on, make a pick.
Now it's more open than it was before.
I like Pillow.
I like Pillow.
Power second.
Yeah, we're doing that as soon as we come back. On the streets of Arlington, this is it. One shot, one lap, single car qualifying in the Fast Stone Fast 6.
Kumla Sweden and Ready Global.
Ericsson out on track.
Ericsson out there, JT, and this is going to be quite a run. We've got the telemetry, and we're going to open it now. And Ericsson heading out there. This is going to look quite an entertaining run. There it is. There's the new telemetry screen. Go for it.
Here we go. I believe the lap time starts when he gets to the alternate start-finish line.
That's the same thing I believe as well. The timer hasn't started yet, counting down. We get 30 minutes in order to do this session. See how much braking, throttle and turning angle he's got on the telemetry screen. We've a new feature this year that we've got here on INDYCAR that we can show that to you as the timer has started. He's begun his lap time now. So this is the run coming in for Marcus Ericsson. Hard on the brakes, turn in. They'll go in reverse order of the time in the second round, 6th fastest to fastest, and he's now on it, down into the braking zone. Nice through the last couple of corners there, JT, and now he'll go over towards the turn 1 section of the circuit. Fast run so far.
Yeah, absolutely, and some new graphics from Fox here. Got the lap time in the timing tower with the Marcus Ericsson graphic, a little bit of a hybrid of their previous graphics, but we are now heading up towards the tight technical section just before the horseshoe, and he'll enter that horseshoe now down at turn 6.
Still saying position 1 at the moment because he's in and out here, so he's taking a nice run through into the back section, smooth and steady as he heads out onto the open road as he comes down Randall Mill. Now, foot to the floor time. Rhea stepped out a little bit, but to be honest with you, Ericsson's dealing with this well. Look how high he's going in speed. Go on.
Absolutely, and it's not the widest part down that back straight. As heads down towards turn 10. This braking zone's critical. Gets it stopped.
A little bit down, trying to find a little bit more
twitch
speed.
on the exit.
And this is a mighty, mighty run. Is it going to be fast enough though as it comes into it? And the time over the alternative line, what's it going to be? Checkered flags out, 1:34.356. JT, that's the first run.
Decent attempt from Ericsson. Now he'll go into the pits, and the question is, do they release the next car now, or has the next car already been released?
I can't see anything out there on the circuit on the driver track. He's being released now, JT. And it's going to be, I think, Marcus Armstrong.
Yes, it is Armstrong. A little bit different to Formula E, so if one of the drivers crash, then they just don't release the next car.
Stretch New Zealand, Maya Shank Racing.
Yeah, that's Marcus then coming through to have a, I don't want to say new job, but a new little run around, isn't it? Coming through. He's sort of our guinea pig, isn't he, JT, to see what's going to happen across the next run. He's got to get this one ASAP correct. Otherwise, we're not in trouble. It's just a little bit of an annoyance because you can't crash in this session. Otherwise, it just mucks up everything else.
Yeah, absolutely. So he will make his way towards the alternate start-finish line, and he will start his lap time.
You can hear the engine revving up nicely, can't you? I don't want to say give it the full beans, but come on, give it the full beans. Down the straight we go.
He is absolutely flying, and it is still his outlap.
Doesn't want to stop, does he? He's using up quite a lot of his hybrid power that we'll show you in un momento. With even more data that we've got available to us, we'll be able to show the hybrid percentage as well as how much percentage he'll be on throttle. But yeah, I don't want to say, JT, oh, this isn't going to work, but this is not. He is really lifted out massively on this front.
Yep, and he started his lap time now, and he is already down as his time is red. Time to beat 1 minute 34.356.
He's not even attempting that.
83%, 84% of his hybrid. He deploys it now as he heads down towards the section of the horseshoe through turn 5 and up towards turn 6 now.
He's back on hybrid deployment as well, so easy as you can make this, chaps. You don't want to make it hard for yourself and lose out on more deltas. He's really chugging it along right now, isn't he? Still pushing. What's the sector time? He's red still. -1, -2, -3. Losing every single second that he's trying to get away, trying to take, and nothing is sticking. Nothing wants to stick. Why would it? There's no need for it to. Just apply the throttle, apply the steering, and hope for the best in these situations. Lap time, JT, coming over now. What is it?
He heads in towards the final corner of the alternate start-finish line, heads towards it now. He is already down to 1:35.6.
Oh.
He's 1.3 seconds off Ericsson. Not a good lap time from Armstrong.
Sadly not, no. Way, way, way off the pace of anything that he needed to be maintaining a distance of.
Next up, the camera is focused on the 26 of Will Power, and he is released from his pit box and he heads down pit road, already warming the tyres.
He's on the attack, he's on the focus, he's on the mission, isn't he, JT?
Yep, and he's out on track now, getting ready on his outlap, and he will come across the alternate start-finish line just before the pit entrance, and the camera's gone black.
Oh, great.
Thank you, Fox.
Yeah, come on, Fox. Not what we want to see. We want to see action. We want to see drama. Give us everything you've got. This is a super duper important session. We've included now also on that screen for you the hybrid power, as we will now load in the 26 of Will Power onto the screen. And he saved a lot of hybrid power straight away, JT.
Yeah, he is way less aggressive compared to Marcus Armstrong on his outlap. He starts to pick up the pace now as he heads down towards turn 10, and he will start prepping the car now as we are entering the sector of where the alternate start-finish line is. It's just after turn 12, which he heads towards now, and he will start his charge up towards the alternate start-finish line. Green flag and green light boards are illuminated, which means he is permitted to start, and they've not abandoned it, and he started his lap time.
Nice through on entry through the last two sectors. A little bit over the bumps, a bit disintegrating through 1 and 2. He's lost a lot of time, and he had to correct exit of turn 2. Didn't like the acceleration power that the car was giving to him, and it's fighting him at every opportunity, JT.
Yeah, interesting that the light panels go green out the exit of turn 12 way before the alternate start-finish line to tell the driver whether they are going for the attempt or not, and then when they reach to the alternate start-finish line, they do have the green flag as well. So it does look like INDYCAR do have the power to abandon the start if something is wrong with the track.
Oh, and he takes...
He was very loose there with Will Power.
Down into turn 9, took so much entry clip that the rear stepped out, and I thought he took off the front suspension as well. He's really pushing like crazy, is Will Power. First sector, 36.1. Second sector, 29.8. Third sector coming through now, and I don't think he's down on times. He might not improve as much as you think he will as he comes over now the control line for the alternative. It's one more corner before flicking the car through. Is it fast? Is it not? Will Power goes second. 1:35.0856. Okay, so it's time to beat.
With the last two laps we've seen from Power and Armstrong, that was a very good lap from Ericsson in comparison. But remember, we still have Patro Ward, we still have Alex Palou, and we still have Felix Rosenquist to go out. And, well, Alex Palou, unlike other drivers, not used to a single lap qualifying. Will that put the pressure on Palou, do you think?
Yeah.
And will he be able to do it?
I think Palou is going to have a lot of pressure. Single lap has never really been his forte. He's only managed to... Well, think about it. The only time we do single lap is on ovals. It's very, very weird to have it now, coming into sessions. And he's always a little bit... I don't want to say jumpy, but, you know, he's always a bit unsure about how the car is going to react underneath him. But, of course, he is one of our champions, so we sort of just accept it as we go, I suppose. So, yeah, one of our new and improved champions as well. Think of our new graphics, by the way, with the telemetry for this Fast 6. Toying with them a bit. I like it.
Let me have a look. Of course, used to single lap qualifying in the world of ovals is INDYCAR, but this is completely unprecedented for street courses. Are we actually having a media timeout?
Yeah. In the middle of a qualifying.
I see why the timer's at 30 minutes now.
Yeah, let's sit down to Fox. If they're talking, that is.
We have had 3 drivers go out and we've had an ad break.
Same old, same old, same old.
Don't we just love American TV?
Do you like the graphics there? Yeah,
Yes,
quite cool.
I am watching the millions of adverts. There we go. That is very nice graphics. Nice. They've changed the telemetry.
They have.
They've changed the telemetry. Yeah, graphics completely different from last year. Still waiting for Fox to come back. Still waiting for
Here they are.
You want qualifying on the edge and at the limit? We got it for you. 3 drivers left to run. Pato O'Ward, Alex Palou, Felix Rosenquist for pole position here at the inaugural Grand Prix of Arlington in Dallas, Texas.
Felix Rosenquist, Värnamo, Sweden, Meyershank Racing.
Carrying the colours of Texas A&M. How?
Yeah, Rosenquist heading out there on the circuit. We've opened up his telemetry. Look at that, 98% of hybrid power already. Steering angle, throttle, and how much he's braking, as well as RPM and gear speed. We'll be able to have that open a lot more as well throughout the season, as we've got a new graphic available, and really we'll see it on oval qualifying a lot more as well.
Yep. He heads into the horseshoe now on his out lap. We'll get ready for his qualifying attempts.
How many counting? Ah, 2 5s. Okay, 2 4s. I was going to say, why am I only seeing 5 cars on the board? That's because Rosenquist Award, I've classified both as P4 because sector time's coming through. Full throttle. Only in 3rd gear though, now he backs down. See how much braking he gets to do. Only 55 to 60%. It's quite thrilling actually looking at the telemetry. See everything sort of rising up and dropping down to see how many percentage it is compared to the 2. It's quite an exciting run. Anyway, we are go again, JT. Green flag is out as he attacks the first 2 corners coming up. Let's see, time to beat a 134.356 and it's go.
It is go, and unlike the other 2 of Power and Armstrong, he's still green, and just as I say that, he flips red.
Lost a lot of time in that last corner as well as he hugs through the inside 2 corners. How is this quicker than a 10-minute shootout, just by the way? It elongates everything, doesn't it? NASCAR qualifies 20 minutes under in, by the way.
Yes, of course, Las Vegas there for the NASCAR Cup Series.
See how Fox have now opened up throttle, brake, gear, hybrid and speed as well.
I have seen that, yes.
We've got steering, they haven't. Ha 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 ha. Still, Rosenquist sector times looking so good at the moment. It's a 36.2, so it puts him actually just ahead of Armstrong for P3. Not really impressive at the moment, is it, JT?
Ericsson, very good lap, but we still have Pato O'Ward and Alex Palou to go. The 2 big names will go last.
Rosenquist was a bit wide coming out of turn 10 there, and that's going to lose him a bit of time. I think this might just be 3rd fastest. Over to you, JT.
Yep, he will head out turn 12 and head up towards the alternate start-finish line. He goes 3rd. He's faster than Armstrong, but 3rd at the moment, 1:35.
0.160 the
lap time for Felix Rosenquist. Next up,
Pato.
Pato, yes.
Open up Award's telemetry.
We'll head out and let's hear his driver graphic.
Ward, Monterrey, Mexico, Arrow McLaren.
And he's out now on a single lap warm-up. Using a lot of hybrid, but then recharging under braking. The battery charged up quite quick here, so it's not too much of a bad thing. But I do like the graphics we've got here, that they're quite cool. Still on the attack. Here we go again. Monterrey, Mexico is Pato O'Ward's hometown. What have you got to deliver today? Away down towards the first 2 corners. He's really lifting and coasting, JT, on his build-up lap times. I thought he'd be going a lot faster, but he's trying to save as much hybrid as possible to really attack the back straightaway.
Yep. Heads down in towards turn 10, hits the apex, power slides through the exit of turn 10, and he'll head now up towards turn 12 into the braking zone. Will hit the apex, gets a little loose, very close to the wall, and you don't want to bin it before you even start your lap time, and he's instantly in the red, JB.
Yeah,
within 2 seconds in the red. That moment at the exit of turn 12 when he started his lap did not help him.
And he's fighting for control through 1 and 2 as well. The car's slow on acceleration. First, what I'm trying to see is sector times coming through. Where they want to deploy 30, well, what is it? Coming over now. First sector, 36.0894. Yeah, he's down, but he's faster than what we had for Armstrong, faster than Rosenquist, and faster than Pass. This is a P2 time coming up, but he is down on Ericsson, who had first out and best of the conditions, just went absolutely hell for leather. Absolutely stunning time. He hasn't gone into the green now, has he, at all? Despite now, oh, at the rear, the McLaren jumping over the bumps down through turn 9. Yeah, not really in the position to do anything better here. This is going to be a second fastest time at best. It'll all be down to Palou to take pole position.
Absolutely. And have we saved the best till last? In towards turn 10. Massive power slide. Got loose. Did Patrick Ward exit of turn 10. That will not help his lap time. Up towards turn 12 now, JB, and he will head towards the line.
Over he comes, and it is second fastest. So front row start at the moment, 1:34.8453. He's half a second away from Ericsson. That was a stunning lap time there for Marcus at the moment. He's on the front row for the first Grand Prix of Arlington. But also, can Palou get anywhere near the front row of the grid? But yeah, for Pato O'Ward, JT, it's exactly as you said. Coming out of the last 2 corners, got on the bricks and just lost the rear.
Yeah, massive slide for Pato O'Ward. But interestingly, that slide out of turn 12 on his out lap, that is what I think cost him. Umbrella removed from Alex Palou. He will head down pit road. Let's get ready to hear his stinger intro.
It won't load. There wasn't one. It didn't load. Anyway, we know who it is. It's Alex Palou, a champion. It's go time. Oh, there's all sorts of tensions now, isn't there? Can Palou take pole position? We've opened up his telemetry now on the screen. Let's see what you've got. It's mental how fast they can run here. 12 career IndyCar poles for Alex Palou, including the Indianapolis 500. He's down the back straight. He'll begin his lap time. He's saved all his hybrid. He's on, was 100% throttle and down the brakes. Really following the lap times with what we're seeing on the telemetry. Stunning stuff from IndyCar. As we are go now once more. What do you think, JT? Pole or not?
I think he might just do it, but he was very close to hitting the wall exit of turn 12. He is already pushing as he starts his lap time.
Oh, he's red!
But he's already red as he enters the final corner on the track, the first corner of the lap time. And that's not what...
Oh, he's green!
But he's back to green. He has improved. This is a good attempt back to red. It'll fluctuate, of course, but he is right on there. Alex Palou has a good shot here.
This is going to be really tense and close. Palou is really pushing the boundaries in some... And look, he's green again. In the braking zones, he's got the advantage over Ericsson. But on acceleration, the Andretti is just faster than the Chip Ganassi as we now take a look through. He's lost time in that middle sector, but can that engine have a grunt down the back straightaway and open up? Little kiss to the wall. That's not going to help him too much, but he's so close now as you open up the throttle down the back straightaway. And he's green again, JT.
This is a good lap from Alex Palou. He'll head down the back straight, down towards the critical turn 10 braking zone. Over the bumps, a little bit of sparks from the back, a little bit of dust kicked up from the floor in towards the braking zone now, and I can already tell that he is flying compared to other attempts. He goes wide, he's very nearly in the wall, but he is on the limit, is Alex Palou.
He's on the absolute limit, and is that going to lose him time into the last braking zone before the alternate flag? Back on the power, Rhea steps out, he corrects it. Is it any good? Is it faster than Marcus Ericsson? No, it's second. Marcus Ericsson has pole position for the Grand Prix of Arlington. Just like when we went to Nashville, he went up in the air and still won the race. Ericsson is quick at street circuits. He's on pole for the first ever Grand Prix of Arlington. Palou didn't make it, JT, and that was a shocker.
Absolutely. I don't know about you, but I enjoyed that.
I did. That was quite good, actually, the single lap. Builds the tension up nicely. This is what Formula 1 should be doing for sprint weekends.
Remove the advert break in the middle and make it...
Let it run, yeah.
Tight, and we've got a deal.
Yeah.
Let's go down.
15 years. It's Marcus Ericsson.
NTT pole winner has a nice ring to it. You're an Indy 500 champion, you're a 4-time race winner, and now you can add pole sitter to your resume. How rewarding does this feel?
I waited long enough, I can tell you that. I think 2013 was the last pole I had, so I feel like this is a giant thing for me just because of that. And I've been second, I've been 4 times in INDYCAR, and 200ths of a second away in St. Pete, so to finally get the pole, it means a ton. And I think, I want to shout out to my crew, the pit wall here on the 28 car, the InPower car. They've done a tremendous job. And even in this session, we were all over the place in we've got the Swedish flag even, in Q1, but then Q2, Q3, we just improved the car, and it feels amazing.
And you did it in this new format. It was only you and your car out there. How at one did you have to be with your chariot to get it done?
Yeah, it's a lot of pressure in this format, but I love it. I love the pressure. That's when I thrive, and I think I showed that today. So more of it. I sent to the race director, Kyle Novak, before the weekend. We should do this every weekend, and I definitely double down on that after this. So yeah, again, huge thanks to the team and InPower, Honda. They've done a tremendous job. And my pit crew were P1. The last weekend with P1 in the Pit Crew Championships. We're going to keep that rolling and have a great day tomorrow.
Congratulations, Marcus Ericsson taking his first pole position in the NTT IndyCar Series.
Goes to
first pole since GP2 in 2013. Do you want something else? Guess who called that pole position? Will Buxton. Will's called his last 2 poles across series. That's how weird that is, JT.
Weird coincidences do happen in motorsport, believe me.
Oh, there's our mate Ryan Marine. He'll be with us during a couple of races this year. But what a strategy! What a race! We are going to sign off and head back to NASCAR land in Las Vegas. So, JT, your final thoughts, please.
Incredible track, incredible qualifying. I am a little sad that I'm not here for the race tomorrow.
I wish you could be here for the race tomorrow, but watch it from afar. I think Megan might be stepping in and joining me in the booth for all of the action as well. Thanks for your company, folks. It is the first ever pole position for Marcus Ericsson. We'll see you tomorrow for the Grand Prix of Arlington. Bye-bye.